Hey guys, it's Brandon Edens. I'm a classmate of you guys in philosophy of safety management here at Southeastern. Um, just a brief introduction. I did my undergraduate at UCO. I graduated with Bachelor's of Science in Industrial Safety, which is now their occupational safety program. Um, I applied for and was awarded my GSP this month, and I'm currently in the job market for a safety position here in Oklahoma City, which is where I live. Um, with that being said, we'll move on to the actual reason for this video, which is the first assignment, discussion assignment. So the first discussion assignment was the topic was what is your favorite color or least favorite color. So color likes and dislikes. What you like about that color and what you dislike about the other color. So, and it was kind of a not a strange assignment, but just a different assignment. Never really had an assignment that took this much thought into like who I am as a person. So up until this week, I probably would have given you a different answer. I probably would have said that my favorite color was royal blue. I've always said that, and I'm not really sure why. I think it kind of has something to do with the fact that I was always on Little League teams that had that color. When I was in high school, that was one of our main colors for our high school. So I went to Moore High School, so their main colors were royal blue, red, and white. But with that being said, I'll introduce my favorite color, which after a long thought and debate is the color matte black. This one is actually, it's called tricorn black. It's from the Sherwin-Williams section here at the Lowe's, my local Lowe's here in Moore, Oklahoma. I live in Southwest Oklahoma City, but I usually go to Moore because it's not that far. But yeah, so this matte black right here, I came to the conclusion because after a lot of thought and kind of thinking about things and looking around my house and at my car and a lot of pictures and stuff like that, and then kind of thinking about who I am as a person and everything. So black just fit me. I'm a very bold person. I kind of stick to my morals, and I'm very outspoken. I'm not afraid to speak my mind and say, when I think something wrong or even when I think something's right. So, black definitely fits me. I wore it on my wedding day, my, most favorite day in my entire life. I married the love of my life. I wore a black tuxedo, very sleek, very stylish, or not. I mean, kind of your opinion, but for me, I mean, it holds a very special spot in my heart because it's what I wore on my wedding day. It describes me kind of as a person. Also, I was just thinking about it. I was looking at a lot of my clothes, and my wife will even tell you, we do darks a lot around here because she likes black also, but we wear black a lot. A lot of my clothes that I've subconsciously obviously picked out, not even thinking about, what's my favorite color, but I wear black a lot. So also my car's black. That was kind of like a weird deal. My car's black, hers is white. So I always tell her that she's the yin to my yang, which is very true. I mean, she's the she's the light of my life, and I'm the little bit of boldness put into hers. So that's it for my favorite color. Now moving on to my least favorite color, and it's not necessarily my least favorite color. It's just a color that does cause a lot of internal conflict with me. As some of you may know, or read in my introduction, I served 6.5 years in the military. I was 4 years active duty Marine, and then 2.5 years, obviously, I did in the Marine Reserves. I was an aviation ordnanceman, so I built bombs for airplanes and worked on aircraft weapon systems. I was stationed in Yuma, Arizona for 4.5 years, and then my reserve time I did here down in Fort Worth at the Joint Reserve Base. Same job all the way throughout, but so a color that does cause me a lot of internal conflict would be this olive drab green. This is actually called garden spot green, but it was only the closest color that I could get to that olive drab color. It's kind of like a matte green. It's a color I wore every single day for 4.5 years or 4 years. It's something that's kind of deeply rooted in me. It brings me a lot of emotion. So like when I think about that color green, I get really proud, but I also get really sad. And I know it's kind of funny to think, you know, you get sad just by looking at a color, but it brings me a lot of sadness because even though I'm proud of being a Marine, I'm sad that whenever I left the service, I left behind a lot of great friends, and those are relationships that I still hold today, but I just don't get to see them and you know, experience, you know, those friendships as often now. I have to pretty much fly all the way across the country to see any of my friends that experienced that time with me, and they were my family. They were my family away from my family, so those were the guys that I pick and chose to be my family whenever my family couldn't be there. So green does that type of green really does kind of gets me choked up sometimes when I think about it, when I think really hard about my time in the military. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, but also, I mean, I'm glad that I'm, you know, moving on to a different chapter in my life. I'm actually still on inactive ready reserve, so whenever you go into the military, you serve 4 years on active duty usually, and then 4 years in active ready reserve with the option to do the select Marine Corps reserves. So I did 2.5 years, and then it became increasingly more difficult to uphold that obligation, or well, it's technically I was unobligated to do it, but that commitment. So and I just needed to move on and do things more with my life than have to drive there every month. But I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It was an awesome time, and I grew a lot as a person. That's why I cherish it so much. Yeah, I mean, those are my, you know, two colors that I thought about for this assignment, even though some people might say that black is not really a color, but I disagree. And this olive drab green, I know, as ugly as it is, it makes me proud but sad. But all right, that's it for today. Thanks.